Okay, here we go. We are back in Microsoft Windows Server 2012, and we are in Chapter 11, Configuring Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. We're doing Activity 11.2, Creating and Testing a DHCP Scope. So here I am, Server 2. In the directions for this activity, we need to log into Server 2 as administrator. I've already done that, and open the DHCP console if necessary. So there's that. And click to expand the server node if necessary. And click the IPv4 node, and then right click it and click New Scope. So we'll click the IPv4, right click, New Scope. In the welcome display, click Next. In the scope name window, type 1010-. Oh, it would help if my number block was on. And then the description, if you would like, you can add a description, then click Next. In the IP address range window, type 10.10.1.100 in the start. And 10.10.1.255 in the end. And in the length text box, type 16. So, what? 31? Okay, there's 16. Then we can go to Next. In the Add Exclusions and Delay window, click Next. In the least duration window, type 0 in the delays text box, in the days text box. So it says 8, now it says 0. And 1 in the hours. And 0 in the minutes. Then click Next. In the Configure DHCP Options window, click No, I will configure options later, and then click Next. In the Completing the New Scope windows, click Finish. The DHCP console, you see the new scope, but a red down arrow right there indicates that it's not activated. Click the scope you just created. You see additional nodes under it, which you work with later. Let's expand this a little bit. And right click the scope and click Activate. Now the scope is activated. We're going to go into Windows 8 machine, and let's log in. And we'll log into the Windows administrator. Okay, so let's get back in here. Once you're logged into the Windows 8 machine, open the command prompt window. So, and we're going to type in PowerShell. Once we see that it's gone to PowerShell, it should say PS. There we go. Now we can type in the command set net if it's going to keep up with me. Alright, I have it working. Set net IP interface, alias, Ethernet. In the book it says just to put Ethernet, but I'm putting Ethernet 0 because that's what's been working for me for the interface. And DHCP enabled, then press enter. And then that's supposed to set the DNS server address. No, to set the DNS server address for DHCP, type in a different command. Okay. Now we can enter in the DNS server address for DHCP when this is 0 out of 3 completed, when this is actually finished. So we'll just wait for this to finish. Alright, finally. See, I was getting impatient and hit enter a couple times to see what was taking it so long. So now let's type in the set dash. Okay, so because I'm a slow typer, I have to pause it and then come back. So set DNS client server addresses. It's address, interface, alias, Ethernet 0, gotta match our Ethernets, reset server addresses. So then type enter and wait for that to update. Alright, so this aired out and I'm going to type it in without the Ethernet being 0. So let's try it again. And so let's type in the original command without Ethernet 0, which is the set net IP interface alliance, alias. I'm saying that word wrong every time I read it. We'll start there, push enter, wait for it to respond, which is exactly what I thought. So the Ethernet 0 went through up here. Set net PI interface, Ethernet 0, nope, typing that in the wrong spot, 0. We'll go ahead and do that again. And then set DNS client. DNS client server address interface alias. Maybe that's what I'm missing. Ethernet dash RESET reset server push enter. Let's see what's going on. No. Yeah, know what I think it is? Because where's my command prompt? So we're going to go back into server 2. And I noticed that I still have the the DNS server manager roles, which shouldn't affect it. However, on activity 10.4, no, I'm sorry, activity 10.8, those roles were supposed to get deleted. So hang on just a second. Okay, so we're in server 2, and I noticed when we started, we still have the DNS roles on here. So I'm wondering if that's what's preventing it. I ran this before, but I thought I got rid of it. So we're going to let that run again. That command, the uninstall Windows Feature DNS and restart, which is in activity 10-8. And then we're going to double check and make sure that it went through. I think it's supposed to restart on its own, and it didn't. So let's try and add this right here real quick. So I wouldn't be doing these steps if I had finished the 10.8 properly and made sure that it was completely finished before moving on. Apparently I missed those steps, but they went through, and all it says is to, when 4.10 server 2 restarts, log in as administrator, open the PowerShell prompt and type in set the DNS server address. So I did that. I uninstalled it, didn't restart, but I think I'm going to run a restart on it. But I'm going to go back to my 11.2 activity, and we are in Windows 8. Let's restart this one. And we can run this command again in our Windows 8 to set DNC client server address, interface alias, Ethernet, reset server address, and then push enter. Start Windows 8 if necessary and log on to the domain as administrator. We did that. Open the command prompt on Windows 8. We did. And we'll see if this works again. And it doesn't. So let's try the Ethernet again once this whole it didn't work thing starts up again. We'll turn our Ethernet back to Ethernet 0. Aha! See? Ethernet 0. And now that I reset the server 2, it's totally working, so that's exactly what was wrong. Now we can move on to the next step, which is type in ipconfig all. And we're in PowerShell command, so I'm not sure if this is going to pull everything up. Oh, it did. And then you can see that address 10.10.1.100 and its subnet masks was assigned. And we're going to look for the DHCP server right here, 10.10.1.3, and which is the server 2 address. In the book, my address and the book's address are different, so in the book it says it's 10.10.1.2, but my address is according to Randy's directions, and so that is correct. On 4.10 server 2 in the DHCP console, click address leases. So let's get back in here. So we'll log back into server 2. Okay, so here we are back in server 2. Everything's still kind of loading up. Running a little So we're going to go back into the DHCP console. So let's open up our tools. And DHCP, our DNS is still there. Why? And here is our DHCP and our IPv4. And we want to go under our scope that we added. And we also want to go down to address leases. So let's close that part. So here's our 410 Windows 8 address leased to. And that's it. That's all we need to make sure that we did. Stay logged into 410 Server 2 and 410 Windows 8 if you're continuing to the next activity, which is not going to be recorded, but thank you for watching this one and suffering through me troubleshooting what was wrong with it and why it wasn't working. Good luck!